There is a myth that the note A should be tuned to 432 Hz because this corresponds to the frequency of the Earth. Now, I don't personally subscribe to this theory, but I know plenty of people do, so I'll try give a fair representation of the argument and then point out some of the underlying assumptions that don't really make sense to me. The first claim that's often made is that A was tuned to 432 Hz for most of history and only recently was changed to 440 Hz for reasons fair or foul. So while it is true that it was only in 1939 that an international conference of musicians agreed to the standard tuning of A equals 440 Hz, before this time there was no standard tuning. Every country, every town, every time period used a different frequency for the note A. France passed a law that tuned A to 435 Hz in 1859, whereas in Britain, A was tuned to 439 Hz around this time. Throughout European history, A's tuning varied from less than 400 Hz to over 500 Hz in different places and at different times. Not to mention that the tuning fork was only invented in 1711. So before this time, it was actually impossible to tune every instrument to a specific frequency. So this is objectively false. The second claim is that tuning A to 432 Hz is in tune with the vibrations of the Earth and gives off some kind of positive energy. This claim relies on the Schumann resonance. Every second there are about 50 lightning strikes on Earth. Each lightning strike creates an electromagnetic wave that begins to circle the Earth. These waves reinforce the natural frequency of the atmosphere and create a global electromagnetic resonance with a fundamental frequency of 7.83 Hz. So this is a natural frequency that's caused by natural phenomena and relies on the resonance of the atmosphere that encircles the entire planet. So that's the science. And now for the fun part, getting A to equal 432 Hz. So first let's take the Schumann resonance of 7.83 Hz and round it up to 8 Hz. Next, allocate the note C to this frequency. So now C equals 8 Hz. Next, find the note C 5 octaves higher. This would give you C equal to 256 Hz. And then using Pythagorean tuning, go up another major sixth, and you've found A at 432 Hz. So that's the math, and here are my questions. 1. Why are we using electromagnetic waves as the basis for tuning sound waves? These are two completely separate phenomena. 2. Why are we rounding the Schumann resonance up to 8 Hz and not keeping it at the true fundamental frequency of 7.83 Hz? If we tune C to 7.83 Hz instead of 8 Hz, then we find that A actually equals 422.82 Hz. 3. What's the justification for tuning the note C to 8 Hz? Why not tune some other note like A or D flat to 8 Hz? Why C? 4. Why are we using Pythagorean tuning? Why not use just intonation or equal temperament? Using just intonation gets us A equal to 426.67 Hz, and using equal temperament gets us A equals 430.54 Hz. And 5, finally, okay, so we've tuned our note A to 432 Hz. Now what? What tuning system should we use? A is just a single note. How do we derive all the other notes? You'd think that the other notes should be just as important as the note A. Now, as far as I can tell, these are underlying assumptions that are not really explained or justified. If you have an answer to these questions, great, then maybe this theory makes sense to you. But personally, I don't quite get it. What's important is the intervals between the notes, the relative pitches, not the absolute frequency of one particular note.